Badminton in May. The BWF, together with its global development partner HSBC, announced they're delivering a number of permanent badminton courts on various surfaces for public usage as part of their community outreach program. The first of these courts was unveiled yesterday at a special exhibition here at the Chen Gymnasium in conjunction with the World Tour finals. But it's got to help with the participation numbers and increasing accessibility and keeping people active, of course, as well. It's the new outdoor game, and it's here to stay. There's the scene at the Chen Stadium, the gymnasium. It's all active on show court 2. There's a women's doubles right into the belly of the third game. But as we take a look at our order of play here on 1, you can see Wang and Huang. Well, they've had 2 wins now in their mixed doubles group. Just over an hour required against a spirited challenge from Seo and Che from Korea. But they were down by the defending champions. Now we're turning our attention to women's doubles, where Chen and JIA take on POLII and RAHAYU, and they have some unfinished business seeking to avenge a defeat in the World Championships last year in August to the Indonesians. That's how their group lie. Chen and JIA, well, they had a win yesterday over Du and Li of China, who embroiled themselves in a real battle against Fukushima and Hirota as we speak into the third game. We'll be attending Chen and Jia Yifan against the Indonesians right now. That's the one that we'll be watching. There's their career wins, and as you can see, Chen and Jia, well, they're only 22 years old, both of them. The Chinese on the left of that graphic, they've done a lot of winning, almost double that of the Indonesians. Similar kind of number of losses as well, and that just shows the pedigree of the world #1 pairing. Here they come. They'll be feeling pretty good about having had the win in the all-Chinese clash yesterday. Can they build on the back of that? They won this title back in 2016. It wasn't here, but it was their first ever year-end finale. And here are the Indonesians. World #8s at the moment. POLII and Apriani RAHAYU. Lost out to the Japanese yesterday, the Indonesians. Close match, went down 9-21 in the decider. Now head-to-head here, you can see that the Chinese lead 5-3 in that regard. Jia Yifan's going to serve, and the Indonesians will obviously return on that basis, but they had the last win, these two. It was in the Total BWF World Championships back in August of this year. So that'll fill them with confidence. It was a straight game affair as well, 25-23, 23-21. But the players in orange and black from China, world #1s, 4th seeds here. They had a really good revival this year from what was a relatively poor 2018 for them. They won the All England Open, the Malaysia Open, the Badminton Asian Championships this year. '63 matches played, 52 wins, only 11 losses. And the only left-hander on court, Jia Yifan, same age as her partner from Tianjin. They won 5 titles from 7 finals this year. These two really have been on it. And of course, they were world, as I say, World Tour Finals champions in 2016. So they've tasted success in all top tiers. Very experienced. That was the win yesterday against Duan Lee. Their younger compatriots. They're playing on the adjacent court as we speak. And in fact, they've just finished. POLII, the oldest lady on court at 32 years of age. Jakarta born and bred. Another good year for them. In the second half of the year, they reached 9 semi-finals or over, the Indonesians. And there's Apriani Rahayu, far younger, just 21 years of age. The youngest player on court, but very powerful, and she really twins nicely with her partner. Very creative and power-laden, as I say, likes to set POLII up around the net. Does a lot of the donkey work within the points. That was how they went on yesterday. Lost out 9-21 in the deciding game. 88 minutes it took. That was over on court 2. I had the privilege of calling that one. It was a terrific match. One of the rallies, Steen, was 168 shots. This went on for 3 days. Rahana de Silva in the chair from Sri Lanka, and Fabio Beto. He was the umpire yesterday, I think, for this one. Or for the match yesterday, I should say. Familiar, experienced faces. So pretty much ready to go then. They actually met here in this event last year as well, and that was won by the Indonesians. Beg your pardon, it wasn't. It was the World Championships. They did play here, though, and that was won by Chen and JIA. In Group A, 21-14, 21-8 back last year. Fairly merciless scoreline.
Excellent play by Chen there. There's the Korean coach. Glimpse of the Korean-born Chinese coach, Kang Kyung-jin.
Well, Stephen, I don't know your take on this, but I do believe that this lady in your picture, I think she's become a little bit more chilled over the last 18 months or so. She used to roar and be particularly animated mid-match all the time. Just seems calmer on court. Perhaps they're just growing up.
I don't know. I still think she's got a lot of energy and passion for the game.
Yeah, she was kind of a stalwart for sort of in-your-face kind of badminton. Not that that's allowed, but you kind of get where I'm going with it. That's nice. Steep smash angle there from Chen. And although Steen, they're world #1, the two Chinese athletes, but they are the 4th seeds here. They have had a great season, and kind of something inside you hopes that they'll wrap up the title at home, really, and reclaim the trophy that they won back in 2016. Do you think they can do it?
Yeah, they definitely have a chance.
Are they your favourites? I should perhaps readdress the question.
I don't know. They're amongst the favorites. I think if I should give it a shot here, and I could sort of choose a little bit wider, I would say either Chen and JIA or one of the Korean pairs at the moment.
Yeah, that's looking like Lee So-hee and Shin Seung-chan, isn't it? Because they've had a couple of wins already, those two, and they beat Kim and Kong yesterday.
But Kim and Kong are still in the mix in the other group, playing a do-or-die match against Matsumoto and Nagahara. Winner stays in, the loser's finished. And here, Fukushima and Hirota.
I wonder whether the sort of Chinese home support will really help the world #1s.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of how fit they are. And there's a lot of strapping on those two Chinese girls as well. There's a reason they've regained their #1 spot on the world ranking, but let's see how it goes here, because I mean, RAHAYU and POLII, they're coming straight off a victory, so tournament victory, so they should have self-confidence and wanting to play, but perhaps the scoreline yesterday against Fukushima and Hirota were a little disturbing. 5 and 9 points in the last 2 games. That's not a lot. So fatigue could also be a factor after winning in Manila.
Yeah, these two said last year we didn't progress because of the group stage, because of my hand injury, said JIA fan. So our goal this year is first to progress past the group stage. I mean, any team's going to say that, though, aren't they? But we've definitely improved from last year, they say. It all boils down to our performance on court and our form. We will fight on for glory and honor. That's the standard Chinese line, isn't it?
I personally have never lost a match where I was fully fit.
Well, not from here, anyway. Well, the physicality from Apriani RAHAYU there was really evident in that point. That was a terrific turnaround. JIA fan was keenly on to that, the left-hander. Given that these two are at the trickier end marginally, they're doing rather a good job, the Indonesians. Now, can POLII and RAHAYU get some return on their investment and get to the turn first? Oh, that's a misjudgment by RAHAYU, and she knows it. She's frustrated with that, letting it sink well into the court. But a good defense, midpoint from the Chinese. Did well to survive this one and turn it around. So they're on a run of 3 consecutive points now, hauling this back nicely after what was, by their standards, a bit of a slow start. It's the Indonesians with a slender 1-point lead to the turn. POLII and RAHAYU 11-10 up.
Kalau dia tembak lurus nggak masalah, paru aja. Ya, oke.
Service over 7, 5, 11, 10.
Oh, he well placed by POLII.
Chen got the look there, didn't she, off JIA fan, as if to say, where were you?
But it's understandable, because if there's doubt who should return it, then it's always Chen, because she's way faster than JIA fan.
Looks like there's a little bit of a standoff between the two Chinese there. Perhaps a miscommunication slightly, who knows? But they look rather stern-faced and not happy about the proceedings. Trailing by 3 then. Things really looking up for the Indonesians.
Was that 5 consecutive points? I think it was. collided directly into the racket of Jia Fan. But talking about this with miscommunications, it's not so easy having a foreign coach. I don't think Kang speaks Chinese, so there might be something lost in translation. I find it difficult coaching through a third language when I'm doing that. From coaching English native speakers, that's bearable because they haven't even a big enough understanding to correct the mistakes. But if it's a third language through a third language, then it's really difficult. If Kang is speaking English to Chinese players.
Yeah, there's a lot of subtleties, aren't there, in a language
There
that you
is.
can't get across unless you're very eloquent, and that's often the way, I would imagine. That's a really good point, Steen.
So I think the only viable solution if you're coaching abroad is to learn the local language. It's been a strange first game here. A little up and down from both pairs. Not really any rhythm in it.
Well, I can tell you that leading Group A now is Fukushima and Hirota. They've now got 2 wins because they just came through earlier against Du and Li from China.
Yeah, and they'll be rooting for Chen and JIA here because then they're safely through to the semi-final and does not have to play necessarily all out tomorrow.
Yeah.
When they play each other. Whilst if Gracia, POLII and RAHAYU is to win this match, then
things get a little bit more complicated, don't they?
It gets much more complicated, and it leaves still Du and Li with the chance, even though a slim one, I think, since they lost in straight games to Chen and JIA yesterday.
Yeah, the Japanese will be nervous because in terms of context of the group, only 2 teams go through, and they have been taking the distance with both of their wins.
Yeah, so if they lose in straight games to Chen and JIA, then there's a chance that this is a fantastic save. Oh, she missed it.
RAHAYU saluting the crowd after twisting that one their way. She's delighted with her efforts. And still, the relative ranking underdogs keep their noses marginally in front of the world #1s. 7 world ranking spots between them. What a point that was. JIA Fan downed momentarily. But she gets back up to recontest the point. But then just kind of panicked a little on that one. Thrashed at it. She's power-laden and overhits it. Longest rally of the match, 49 shots. It's all been pretty punchy out here, hasn't it? Yeah, they had a 168-shot rally yesterday against the people we were just talking about, Fukushima and Hirota, over on court 2. But this is a more explosive affair.
Yeah, they should try and exploit that they're playing with the drift, Chen and JIA. I think Gracia POLII was involved in the longest match ever. It was 2 hours and 40 minutes, as far as I recall. I'll double check it for you, Paul.
Well, she is the oldest player on court as well, isn't she, Gracia POLII? 32 years of age, so that would probably be about right. But wow, 2.5 hours and beyond. She's doing a good job, though, isn't she? Partner of POLII, RAHAYU, really starting to get her teeth in here. So dearly love to come through this opening game, the Indonesians. But these two have had a brilliant year, and they are the current world #1s. It's never going to be easy. POLII RAHAYU took the opening game against the Japanese last night, to no avail in the end. They ran out of steam and ended up losing quite hard in that deciding game, 21 points to 9. Oh, that's a super close from Apriani RAHAYU. Read the play so quickly and just bolted to the net to cut the shuttle off quickly. Let's see it again. Look at this. Turns defense into attack. That is standout. Stamping all over that. JIA fan had to take evasive action because that was headbound.
And it was indeed Gracia POLII that was involved in the longest match ever, together with former partner Nisha Krishindamaswari in the Asian Championships. Lost out to Fukuman and Yonao from Japan in a match that lasted 2 hours and 41 minutes. Wow. Under the current scoring system. The running score, which is amazing.
Yeah, must have had so many long rallies. So she's a feisty little powerhouse. There's RAHAYU. And she set this up and engineered Gracia POLII to activate her as well really well. Here's 3 game points for the Indonesians.
It's gone long.
It's gone. And it is indeed Gracia POLII and Apriani RAHAYU who come through, 21 points to 17 in a tight opening game, lasting just over 20 minutes. So players back to court then, ready to resume. Indonesians out first, keenly. Can they do what they couldn't manage to do last night and hold on to the advantage? They lost their way against the Japanese in the end. Lost that second game, 21 points to 5. That'll have been a discussion point over dinner last night for sure. Hopefully they can make amends today. What have they learnt? Different opponents, different style.
And JIA and Chen, I don't think they can play the style that Fukushima and Hirota played, where they just go clear, drop and let RAHAYU work long enough until she makes mistakes. That's the common Japanese tactical solution against POLII and RAHAYU. But one of the things that I feel might happen here is that JIA and Chen, they have an easier task of utilizing the whole court of the Indonesians. When they were playing the near side of the court, they had difficulties pushing their lifts and their clears. I think that's going to happen now. So The interesting thing is how POLII and RAHAYU are going to respond to that.
Great touch from RAHAYU again. She's the instigator for the Indonesians more often than not, isn't she? She's so powerful and quick around the court.
Don't look back. I'm standing at the net, RAHAYU. That's how eye accidents happen. When you're playing the front court in either women's doubles or mixed doubles, you've got to sense where your partner are, what she's capable of doing, as from where the last shot came from and the nature of the opponent's reply. You cannot look back. You lose orientation, you lose the eye for where your opponents are. It's actually quite interesting that she's about to try her luck in mixed doubles. RAHAYU.
With who, do we know?
Yeah, we do. It's very interesting. It's the reigning Olympic champion. Tontowi Ahmad is trying his luck with RAHAYU here in Malaysia Masters and Indonesia Masters coming up at the beginning of New Year.
Some serious shoulder strapping going on there.
From the beginning here, it looks like POLII and RAHAYU, they have a good chance. I don't think there's anything that looks terribly frightening from especially JIA today. An awful lot of tape on her body. Forearm and left thigh, and I think also both ankles, I suspect, are strapped. Well left.
Yeah, perhaps she just likes going for the mummy look, Steen.
Sorry?
Perhaps she just likes looking like a mummy. But it's more difficult to pick on the Chinese, isn't it? Whereas RAHAYU is clad in black tape around her shoulder, a lot more evident and easy to see. It's only just squirted wide. Well, they did win the last meeting between these two, the Indonesians, but prior to that, lost the three. Oh, that was sharp from Chen. Rapier at the net. Read it well. You could see she'd kind of made her move quite early there in anticipating that one.
That was just what they needed, Chen and John, to get themselves going. A streak of mistakes from RAHAYU and POLII.
Oh, that was stunning. She really backed herself, did the only left-hander on court, JIA. Gorgeous drop. I don't think anybody saw this coming. Both Indonesians pretty much rooted to the spot.
Two short legs there.
Yeah.
Needed at least one of
Victor's legs.
Victor's whole Legion Hui and
Yeah.
to get there in one step. I think I jinxed the Indonesians. Maybe I can get a job with the Chinese team of jinxing their opponents.
Yeah, you won't need to speak the language.
I don't think they've scored since I think they stood a fine chance of winning this match.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Well, it was still in December.
Yes. 4 in a row for the Chinese, just stopped right there. Well, that is commanding badminton from the world number ones in orange and black. Chen and JIA head to the mid-game interval with an 11-5 advantage in game 2. Desperate to turn this around their way. can they keep their stranglehold over this second game? The Chinese number ones. Oh, a miscommunication there between POLII and RAHAYU. And in the end, nobody went for the shuttle. They were just doing so well in this point. This is the one here, look at that. They thought they were going to clash. Look of disappointment on the face of the younger Indonesian. Chinese starting to really run away with this second game, and this is what happened yesterday against the Japanese for the Indonesian perspective. Just kind of got away with them. Yeah, they were denied at 5.
Is that? Because I mean, they've just made very, very peculiar errors. For Hawkeye for the challenge here.
Well, going upstairs on a rare occasion in this one. Hawkeye's not been utilised much. Bang on the line. A hand of apology. She was all over that. She knows it. But they've been forced to find another gear, the Chinese. They've generally responded very well, particularly in this second game. Come back with full force from the world number ones.
Oh, yeah, it's going to go wide. She chose to play it. POLII.
Oh, nicely done. Bulldozing through that one, RAHAYU. All 4 players opening the court nicely.
Well played.
A hat-trick of consecutive points then for the Indonesians. Much needed as well. Terrific return of serve from Jia. Fan, she was all over that.
But it's not good enough not being able to return that within the lines of the court by RAHAYU. That's disappointing, and that must have been some of the things that were happening yesterday. It was a decent return. It was not a really, really strong one. It was one that you would expect comes back and can play on.
Yeah, she's a kind of streaky player, isn't she, Apriani Rahayu? She's a little up and down. Perhaps it comes with the nature of the way that she plays the sport.
Yeah, and to be a little harsh, it's not the Chinese that have like won this game. They haven't won it yet, but it's not the Chinese that have created that lead that they have. It's the Indonesians who's given them the lead. And you could, of course, argue that by playing quality shots, they have made it difficult. Oh, she's gone off to a new racket.
Well, everything that point, didn't it?
Yeah. I mean, of course, it would be correct to say it's also the efforts from JIA and Chen who creates or provokes the errors with RAHAYU and POLII. I'm just surprised that it hasn't taken more in this second game to create those errors.
That was a wonderful point. Little sprint off to the kit box to get a second racket from the oldest player on court. Didn't hang around. To no avail in the end.
It's gone long.
Well, she's just sort of questioning because she felt that Chen had sort of perhaps kissed the shuttle with her shirt, maybe, or some sort of contact, I think. Let's take a look in slow-mo. Didn't seem to deviate, did it?
So.
No.
No.
Nice try, though.
But I think most players will always try and get a call their way. Unfortunate situation in terms of begging for calls in the final of Hong Kong Open, the men's singles, where Anthony Ginting was faulted for being over the net when returning the shuttle on the match point of Lee Choi-Gyu, and that meant that Lee Choi-Gyu was the champion of his home tournament. Unfortunately, it was clearly visible on the replays that the shot that Ginting had killed was perfectly legal. So.
Oh, crushing blow.
Yeah, it is, but again, the umpire doesn't have the benefit of slow motion replay, and it was very, very difficult to call it in real time. So it's easy to blame him, but he's got to make a decision. He could just as well have made no decision where he should have made one. Yeah, they have difficulties killing it, POLII and RAHAYU. Eventually, provoking mistake from Jia Yifan. Without having seen the match yesterday from Fukushima and Hirota against the Indonesians, I would expect that the Japanese pair did not make a whole lot of those mistakes.
Exactly. No, they were really frugal. They upped their level, evidently. But as you say, similar kind of occurrence from the Indonesians, just a little bit lackluster. And that's kind of what's happened here, without being too critical. Well, Chen liked that one. There was a smile of authority from her after that. Almost as if to say to her partner, that's how you do it. I don't kiss the net on the way through. Oh, super round head smash put away. Did really well there. Surely that's got to be the longest rally of the match. What a point it was, and the conclusion of it quite special. Look at this. Let's see it again. Does really well. Contorting her body around the shuttle there very, very nicely. 50-shot rally. Yeah. Felt like a lot more than that. Teasing out the error from POLII was JIA found there, and a roar of approval from the Chinese in response to that. So 10 game points for the world number ones to draw level here in Guangzhou. Well, all a little bit toothless in that game. The ladies in black and white. The game goes the ways of the world number one. Chen and JIA level on the scoreboard. 21-10, they take the second game just after 3/4 of an hour played here on show court 1. We'll be having a third and deciding game after a very short break here. Athletes back for game 3. Who will it be? Can the Indonesians negotiate a group win, or will the Chinese get to 2 if they secure the 3rd game?
Not an advisable shot to try and replicate the lift directly into the forehand of JIA.
Again, quick to close the net down. Chen, she's very explosive, lithe, sinewy build.
Yeah, and got the technical skills as well. Used to play mixed doubles with Zhang Siwei. And won the year-end finale 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was surprised when that sort of terminated. They seem so good together.
Yeah, there were many who had the same thought. But on the other hand, Zhang Siwei and Hong Ya-chong haven't lost many matches in their career. When we see these graphics with career stats and so on, it's not always that they make perfectly sense, especially for the doubles pairs, because if you have a doubles pairing that's 1 year old, in this case 2 year old, and they haven't played a whole lot of matches compared to a pairing that's been playing for many years, like for instance Asan and Sechevan. So they're not really that informative in my opinion. Yeah, that's what they thrive from, the Indonesians, that either Chen or Jia lose their patience. If they don't lose their patience and let the Indonesians work, I see them having extremely big problems scoring their own points.
And that was bold and pioneering from JIA, very assured. Getting and staying on the front foot there.
Great save by RAHAYU because it got badly deflected. Trying to play some volley-ton. POLII, the feed from RAHAYU was ready to smash. Is that allowed in AirBadminton that we saw on the commercial for? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think it is.
No.
Yeah. Pace and play.
Yeah, you can tell that Chen is in no mood to, you know, take on any complacency. She still looks pretty pumped here and disciplined, the world #1s.
Pumped. JIA. Chen looks pumped, but JIA, she looks maybe alert, I think. I don't think she has that category.
No, maybe you're right. Certainly Chen has.
But yeah, I agree with you, boy. She actually does, but we just haven't seen it today the way I see it.
It's not as evident, is it?
No, it's like
her body language.
I have a feeling that she wants to get through this match as easy as possible, and that has sort of meant that she's going to have to play 3 games. Patience, start all over. Start all over again. It's going wide.
Yeah, that was good. They had to regroup there.
Points.
Yeah, you're right. It is about the discipline, isn't it, within what they're doing, and they're having to re-engineer and rebuild these points on multiple occasions because the Indonesian defense is teasing out error sometimes.
They're hoping that Chen and JIA are taking bad choices, going for the wrong solutions, trying to finish it off a little bit too early.
Well, they seem very clear and assured about their tactics. They know what to do, but sometimes it's not often that easy. They've got to be very disciplined here, these two. That's attractive badminton, isn't it? All-out aggression from RAHAYU. That's a normal default.
And there they got these bad choices, bad solutions. Why on earth apply power from below the tape there and not have enough height on it, played directly into the racket of the Indonesian? So, and that's the last two errors or mistakes from JIA Fan's racket. That's where I feel that she's not, like you said, Paul, pumped today.
A body blow for Chen. She's okay, thankfully. But that was coming at some speed.
And again, a bad decision. Look at this. Again, from below the tape, trying to play the mid-court area, and it just goes upward, upward, upward. And at
into
that
the
position, the Indonesians have a chance of killing it. So, lapses of concentration or decision-making costs points for Chen and JIA. Patience. And they're not looking enough for their own chances in the turnaround game, so to speak, transition game. Another mistake. I think they've scored enough points, Chen and JIA, on this near side of the court to still be my favorites to win the match after the change of ends, should the Indonesians go to 11-8. But it makes it much more exciting and nail-biting whether they will make it or POLII and RAHAYU will stay in the tournament. Remember, they have to win. If they lose this match, they're out of the tournament. They're playing a match tomorrow, but that would have only significance in
The rest of the group, really.
and only in who finishes third and fourth in the group if they lose this match.
What surprises me, Steen, is how come we're not seeing the dominance with the drift on the back of the Chinese? Or is it just that they've got blasé and they're over-hitting the shuttle a lot of the time? Is that the problem?
Yeah, I mean, they're not really getting the chances. It's this flat game from side to side, being moved from side to side, and a really good Indonesian defense, because they've survived a lot in the defense. That was well placed, though, straight on the line. And I think actually RAHAYU and POLII, they're quite content in being in a controlled defense, so to speak. The worst thing that can happen is that they have to work long rallies in the attack, because they don't have a strong enough attack to kill it consistently on the Chinese.
It's wriggled over somehow, and the world #1s with a slender 1-point advantage to the turn. It's yo-yoing all over the place, this deciding game. Still anyone's match.
괜찮아. 이제 의지도 공이 안 나가니까 올라갈
So still plenty left to unfold here on one, midway through game 3 of this exciting women's doubles. The world #1s in your picture here, right up against it. Two tenacious Indians playing for their survival here, yet to get a group win. They beat them last time, the Indonesians, in this previous face-off.
That return reminded me of all the mistakes that RAHAYU and POLII made in the beginning of the second game, just after I'd sort of put all my money on them in terms of saying that I felt they had a chance. They're still in it with a chance, but they need to play better than they did in the second game.
Yeah, that was poor, wasn't it?
They've got to cut out the mistakes. No.
Slam that to the deck with authority. Delights local fans in doing so. 2-point cushion for the world #1s now. JIA fan sets it up with all of her power. Crushed away. Well, they're desperate, these two, to avenge that defeat in the World Championships back on the 23rd of August it was. Lost in straight games to the Indonesians then. Well, drama unfolding to the max in the Chen gymnasium, because over on the adjacent court as well, in the mixed doubles, it was match point over there, so the crowd really invested in both courts. Very entertaining.
No. What is that? I mean, a high lift and then directly into the forehand of Chen. Look at that shot there.
Yeah, that was asking for trouble, wasn't it?
It's suicide.
Another long rally, this time going the way of the world number ones.
Oh, yeah, there's a challenge. I was just about to say, she almost missed it.
Yeah, I thought she'd made it, actually.
Yeah,
Steen, I'm with you here. I think the lines judge might have made a mistake, but let's find out. We'll go upstairs, and the lines judge, her heart will be in her mouth, you'd imagine. But it was close.
And it's one of the difficult shots to call because it sort of like slides over the back line, presumably.
Oh, no. Yeah, she did. She found it. Great challenge from the Indonesians. Oh, brilliant. Chen complemented JIA Fan there beautifully. There's a wonderful synergy between the two of them when they're playing at their best, and that was a fine example of that. Indonesians scrapping with all they've got right now.
Yeah, but I think it's now or never. They need to score now, otherwise it's gonna be too difficult. Strings gone in the racket of RAHAYU.
Oh, that's a wounder at this stage. Service fault called. Last thing they need. above 115.
She got it over, but only in her second try. Chen.
Well, there's such a hullabaloo on the adjacent court. Must be difficult to concentrate.
No, they don't hear it. They hear nothing of what's going on outside the court.
I hope you're right for their sake. They do look very focused and full of admiration in that. They've not strayed with their eyes over there at all. Totally focused on the job at hand.
It's a fantastic rally.
Well, they stopped that mini surge from the Indonesians to Team China. And Chen and JIA now have 4 match points. So there it is in the end, relief on the faces of the world #1s. They twisted the match around after the loss of game 1 and march into day 3 full of confidence. Smiles etched across their faces, bumping into each other, saluting their fans here in Guangzhou. They've delighted local crowd and will be really pleased to have found a way through. Their coaches also very, very happy. Here's how they did it. A swing and a miss from Apriani RAHAYU, downed with not a lot to show, yet to win a group match, the Indonesians. But today, the world #1s found a way through. Again, 2 wins for them out of 2. 21-16, they come through, Chen and JIA, in that deciding game with a really fascinating women's doubles clash. Well, welcome back as we take a look at Monday night's gala dinner.